Hi, friends. This is your pal, Scott Garibay. And today we're going to talk about the Numenera WUBRG campaign season 1. At this point, Wentworth has reached the emergency station, and his goal is to take all of Alice's notes and send them in a digital message to Earth. Okay. Now, Fairview, the way they communicate with Earth is they send an automatic message from their satellite every 3 months. And now they need to configure this to send immediately, right? So they get to the emergency station. They now have 80, a total of 80, a group of Fairview citizens who are split between student and townie. And they reach there, and the first thing they need to do is they need to configure the emergency station to send immediately rather than automatically in 3 months. So they make so basically the gold player makes that roll and is able to make it successfully. Then they get ready to send, and they realize that at the emergency station there's a big antenna tower, right? But the relay is configured incorrectly. It's pointed in the wrong direction, and it's out of alignment, right? So somebody's got to climb up the ladder and then realign it. So at first, Eric, one of the Bearcats, immediately volunteers, and then one of the townies, the townie leader who was actually at the emergency station, says, no, I got it, right? So he goes up, and this is one of those strange situations. So actually, we switched it. In Numenera, the game master, the dungeon master, never rolls, right? But we found it kind of awkward, and so we switched back where, if I'm rolling for an NPC, I make the roll, right? And so he goes up, and it's very windy, right? And he's about 120 feet in the air. He's able to realign this townie leader is able to realign the message, the relay device, and then he shouts, and he's like, "I got it!" And then a wind gust hits, and because he only had one hand, it sweeps him off. He falls 120 feet and dies. But the realignment is done, and so they send all of Alice's notes to Earth, right? And then at that point, we actually ended the Bearcats adventure, and then went into this hyper time, right? So when we end, so basically, this hyper time is where you end a story arc, and then I ask the gold player all kinds of questions. So I'm like, okay, now, essentially Earth is warned, right? So the Tsunax invasion is not going to be fully accessible because Earth knew they were coming, right? Now, do you want to, and then I asked the gold player, do you want to join the Outrunner band? So, so basically immediately, Fairview is still under attack by the Tsunax that are there. But at this point, Wentworth has control of at least the 80 people that he helped save. And the groups are finding places to hide and are still fighting the Tsunax. But Earth actually gets in contact and starts communicating with Wentworth and Laura together, and says, hey, do you want to, we're building ships right now, and there's debate among the Earthlings on whether we send them out to Pluto and form kind of like a defense line, or if we keep them close to Earth, So do you want to help with Earth defense on the naval starships? Do you want to go out to Pluto on the Outrunner and try to cut them off and vote for that plan? Or do you want to stay on Fairview and really dig in your heels and try to keep Fairview safe and make it a viable base in the middle of the Milky Way, right? Milky Way galaxy. And so the gold player says, I want to go back to Earth defense lines, right? And so then I say, you go back to Earth defense line, but Earth Command actually sends the Outrunners out into space to catch the Tsunax fleet when they arrive, specifically at 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 Pluto, all the way, on the outer rim of the Milky Way, and or the solar system. Actually, that's the solar system, not the Milky Way galaxy. And so then I roll for success, and I say, you're actually helping, give advice to the Outrunners, and they completely destroy the Tsunax. They actually not completely. They destroy about 65% of their ships and defeat the Tsunax, and the Tsunax never even reach Earth, right? And then the president of Earth says, hey, we've been using Alice's notes, and we realized that Alice explained that these shield generators can be combined to make a timeless chamber. And so we want to make a timeless chamber of 7 people and put you guys into these time chambers, so that when we want to do this and put you guys in the time chambers, so that when the Tsunax come back, you guys can be awakened to fight them, right? So now this is the time chamber that Blackout wakes up in, like all the way in the 9th age, when there are literally no humans left, right? So same time chamber. Now, the one thing he knows, though, because the Tsunax have told him this, the deer people, that he has come in and out of that time chamber multiple times, right? Actually, no, I'm sorry. He doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know that yet. So they said, hey, we want to put you in this time chamber and preserve you, but you have to pick 3 people who are going to go with you. So he picks Laura, Alice, and Benny, and he leaves Eric behind, right? So Eric the Bearcat is left behind, and Darren the Bearcat is also left behind. And we'll cut it off there. And thanks for letting me share this with you. I'm continuing the story of Blackout in Numenera Discovery WUBRG Campaign Season 1. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on Monty Cook's system. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.